Hi, I'm Felicia Johnson, and I'm here with Inger Coleman, and we're going to be talking about transitioning from college life and the party scene and going out into adulthood and the work world and what that is like. So, Inger, what is it like? When did you realize that you were going to need to start transitioning from partying, going out, the whole college scene to maybe the work world or more of a more responsible role, adult world?
The real world.
Yeah, the real world.
My last year in junior college, I was told that I was going to have to stay home the last semester to save money because I only had two classes before I graduated. So instead of staying in the dorm, I had to move back home, re-nest, get back in the groove of things, and drive back and forth to school where I got to see my friends still staying there, still going out, still partying. Here I am working 3 to 4 days a week, putting gas in the car, going back and forth, and I go to school and they're talking about all the things that are happening on campus, the latest parties, what's coming up, and here I am on the outside looking in like, well, I can't come back up here because I have to go to work to afford the gas that keeps me coming back to get this education that I'm paying for. So that was when it first kind of started setting in.
So it was a necessary thing. It wasn't
Yes.
like a decision that you made. It was kind of something that you transitioned to out of
Right.
necessity because of funds,
Right.
lack of funds
Right.
or a money situation. So did it bother you? Did that upset you that your friends were so able to go out and kind of do like they wanted to do with, and you were kind of stuck having to work and kind of make sure that you had the money and the funds that you need to continue to go to school?
Bothered me would be an understatement. When I first moved home, I kind of crumbled. I wasn't talking, I wasn't interacting really with my immediate family. And I would go to school and hear them talking, and I'd just be like, I felt like I was totally outcasted because I thought, I had this picture perfect view of how college life was going to be. I was going to pick my school, which I didn't. I was going to go and do all these wonderful things, and I really wasn't thinking about the education part. But and then here you are, your school is picked for you, and then they tell you, well, you need to come back home because we don't have the money to go ahead and pay for your housing. And it's like all of your images are crushed because you have these things set up in your mind, and you don't know at that time that plans are made to be broken.
So you think this is starting to, that decision, which was not yours, is starting to shape a different identity of
Yes.
who you are? Is it taking away your identity of who you believe that you were, and you're having now to reform a
More.
different identity
Mhm.
and move in, transition into something else or
Mhm.
someone else?
Mhm.
Um,
I think I would say it was subtracting and adding at the same time. It was a give and take. And I was totally in like a whirlwind because you think everything is so concrete and you think this is this and that is that. And then you get to that point and you're like, what?
So basically, what you're saying is that you had to mature a lot faster than you
Then
really
I was, yes.
ready to or intended to.
Hmm.
You thought there were a few more years of
Yeah.
nightlife.
Hmm. Few more
And
years of not caring, not really. Oh, that's okay. I don't have to do that, or that's okay. I can do this way. Mom and dad are gonna be there. They're gonna do this. They're gonna always do that, and that's how it's gonna be. And no.
so that happened, what, a couple of years ago?
Hmm.
So now you're in senior college.
Right.
You're classified as a,
I'm a senior. Sorry.
you're a senior. You're a senior in college.
Hmm.
So, and you're about to almost close to graduation.
Yes.
So now, are you seeing that? Are you glad, maybe, kind of, that that happened at that point to try to help mature you, or did you still feel like you missed out on some things?
Yes, I did miss out. I missed out on a whole lot, but I missed out on things that were necessary for me to miss out on for me to be at this point that I am now. Everything that I missed out on, it was for my benefit that I missed it.
Okay. So now you're working
Yes.
full time,
2 jobs.
two jobs,
Hmm.
And you're still going to school.
full time.
Are your parents adding to your education? Or are they providing? Or are you doing the bulk of it?
My parents are cutting me off, slowly but surely.
So you're saying that they're slowly pushing you out of the nest.
Right. I work 2 jobs not to play with the money. I work 2 jobs because I have to pay for a roof over my head now.
To pay your rent,
Mhm.
to pay your bills,
Mhm.
to buy books,
Yes.
to make sure your tuition is taken care of.
Right.
But does your parents still help you some?
Yes, yes. They are there to support and help when there is need, not when there is, Mom, I want this.
Right.
Mhm.
So now, what are some of the things that you are considering? At one point, it was, I got to get with my friends and where we're going this weekend and what we're going to do and how we're going to party.
Mhm.
So now, since you've transitioned out of that mode, so what are your thoughts now? Are your thoughts more directed as what do I have to do at work, or what is my day going to hold for me, and the trials that you're going to deal with at work? Um, or are you are you getting into that mode of when am I going to get married?
All of that.
What is my career going to be like?
I'm in a period of transition. That was a major beginning to my transition, and I'm still in a period of transition. I find myself, instead of at 10 o'clock getting dressed, ready to go out at 10 o'clock, I'm still at work, preparing to get off to go to bed to do it all again the next day, or rushing to get these assignments done. I have to do this for work. I'm making sure all my X's are crossed, and it's just, yeah, I'm still transitioning totally.
Do you feel like you're ready for that? For work world, for what we call, sometimes we call it the real world?
I will be.
You will be.
That's one answer, a solid answer I can give. Right now, I look at it, I still tremble a little bit, but I can honestly say, with the things that I'm going through and things that I'm seeing and going and dealing with, I will be prepared. I will.
So do you feel like you got a good foundation? So it's a good thing. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that maybe you were kind of being pushed out of the nest and pushed into your transition? And, otherwise, some people that, sometimes when we're not pushed, we won't go. We'll just stay there because we're in a comfort zone.
Right.
So you think it's a pretty good thing that you've been pushed out of your nest?
It was. Some experiences, of course, they didn't seem good or they didn't feel good.
Right.
But in the end, it was all for my good. I do see that more so now than ever.
So, now I'm sure, I know that you have a background of Christianity. And how does your faith, you think, play a part in helping you with your transition?
With trusting God and being raised to have faith in God that things will pan out as long as you do keep your faith, I feel magnificently blessed. I truly do. Because if all of those things were not set up for me, whether I liked it or not, I would not be here the way that I'm here, in the mindset that I'm here in. So I do feel blessed, because if I had started off a different way on my own track instead of his track, I honestly don't know where or how I would be right now.
Isn't it wonderful to have him depend on? It's wonderful to know that you have a firm foundation to stand on, that even if you have to take a step back,
You can take 5 steps forward because...
That's right. And that you have him to depend on. Excellent. Thank you, Inga. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.